Hi friends, after a long time I am meeting you all. Why? Because I feel that this is very important at this point in time. For the last 2-3 days, every one of us would have come across one particular word and one particular company. That is Hindenburg. Before 4-5 days, many of us wouldn't have heard about this company. And what is the other company related to this company is a well-known company, and every one of us would have heard about it, would have traded in the stock, would have invested. That is Adani Group of stocks, Adani Enterprises, Adani Port, Adani Total Gas, Adani Green, etc., Adani Power. So, what is going around this Adani Group now? Before 2-3 days, this group of companies, supposed to be a hero in the share market, has given a phenomenal return, that in the last particular 1 year. If I remember correct, if my memories are right, 1 year back, let us take the leading company in this group, Adani Enterprises, was quoting around 1,500 to 1,600. Within this 1 year, it has touched a high of 4,000 plus. And within 3-4 days, from 4,000 plus to 2,700 plus. Why this has happened? What is going wrong with the company? Is it advisable to invest at this stock at this point in time, considering the huge return it has given in the last 1 year? Anything which is going so fast has to come down so fast. That is the theory. Every one of us must be knowing this. Okay, is it the normal correction? And will it give the same return of investment in the years to come or in the months to come? $1 million question. Okay, in this era of technology, everybody would have searched the fate of Adani Group in the past 2-3 days. Why this is in limelight? One company from US named as Hindenburg has come out with a research report and asking this group of companies 88 questions regarding its functions and regarding its claims that they are doing great, all that. Because of these questions, and not a proper answer was not being delivered from the company, everyone in the media has taken this into their hand, and they started speculating, and they started questioning the company's genuineness, credibility, whatever you call it. Okay, what is the outcome of the research report? And what is the credibility or stature of the company, Hindenburg? To make the long story short, this company, research company based in US, was started in 2017, and even now, only very few people are working for the company. If my calculations, if my reading is right, between 10 and 15 staff is there in the company. What is the main function of the company? Not only about Adani, it has come out with 4-5 companies, if I remember right, maybe five companies. They came out with such a report early, and it had a very bad effect on those companies because of the bad report from the Hindenburg company. As far as this Adani Group is concerned, the main accusation by the company is, that is, main accusation by the company means the Hindenburg company is, Adani Group is rigging the share. Adani Group has mobilized a large amount of money from the public sector bank or private sector bank, which is indirectly our money, investors' money, that has been taken as loan by the Adani Group, and the loan was not properly used for the development of the business, development of the core business. This has been given to some shell companies. What is a shell company? Just a name board company, or which is not having any credibility and which is not outside the group company. Within the group companies, it has been given, like one father is floating a company, and son, nephews, niece, and all those relatives are creating so many companies, mainly for the purpose of creating a false wealth, or making the public understand that they are creating wealth. It is not so. So this is the main accusation by Hindenburg. For this, what should be the answer from the company? Either they should refute the charges, or they should come out with a proper reasoning of the allegations made by the Hindenburg company. But general explanation will not work out in this, not work out in the senses, will not pacify, will not satisfy the investors' questions. They came out with a very broad general clarification that these allegations are made with sole purpose of defamiliarizing the credibility of the Adani Group. Why it is coming out at this point in time as per Adani Group is, they are coming out with a follow-on issues. What is follow-on issues? Initial public offer is the first time being offered to the public. Follow-on issue is coming on a listed company, and this follow-on issues is being diluted from the stake of the promoters. In this company, only one plus point is the promoters are holding a huge chunk of shares. Almost 74% of the total capital is being held by the company promoters. At least to that extent, the public can be can be satisfied, because if the stake by the public is more, then the fall or the reactions would have been still more disastrous. And this is being taken as a positive factor from the supporters of the Adani Group companies. But it is not so. Why I am saying it is not so is, out of the 74%, they are not holding the entire 74 just as like that. They have pledged the share, which means automatically the owners will be the other person who has lent the money to the Adani Group, like SBI and some other banks. So this 74% cannot be considered as the pure holding of the promoter company. So here comes the second question. Already they have made some money out of the 74%. They have pledged the shares and taken the money, which means not in the market rate. They would have got the money at a lesser price because it is a loan. And now, on those loans, now only the repayment is going to start. That is a term between the banks and the group company. Hereafter only we have to say whether they are able to honor these loan commitments. Maybe for those particular reasons only, some people suspect that this 20,000 huge FOP, follow-on issue, is being raised by the company. So, this is one of the reasons why the company is protecting themselves from the Hindenburg, saying that their intention is ulterior. But one point here you cannot refuse is this. This 20,000 crore, if it is being utilized for the repayment of the existing loan, then what is the purpose of the company getting grown? No. This is not being used for the promotion or R&D, whatever you call it, of the company's business. It is being used for repaying the earlier loan taken. This is one way of doing things. They have been postponing the current commitment to the future commitment. You have a loan of 10 rupees. What is the best scenario? You earn 2 rupees and pay 1 rupees out of the 10 rupees as loan. Then you are doing great in the business. But if you take a loan of 12 rupees and paying this 10 rupees, what is the credibility? No. So if this is going to be the case, then the Adani Group will be in trouble. Okay, those things will be answered in due course in the days to come. And now even SEBI has taken up this matter. Everyone will know that the SEBI will always be very slow. This is something like a postmortem. Even though there are so many laws are there, great people will always will not care about those laws. And that is the problem with so many earlier cases like Vijay Mallya, Jet Airways, Idea, and Yes Bank, like that. We can cite so many examples. Satyaraj, Ramalingaraju of Satyam Group. All those things are few examples in our Indian stock market. Okay. Maybe Adani is another Ramalingaraju. Only time will tell you that. Okay. We will come to the main purpose of this video. Whether to buy this stock, whether to hold the stock, or whether to go short in this stock in futures or options. What are all the things we can do as an investor, as a trader? Okay, this, as always, I used to say that the market is only for the money you have. Don't leverage at this point in time. For leveraging, I used to say, you would have seen my earlier videos about education purposes. I always say that if you have 100 rupees, only invest 100 rupees. If you are young and if your future prospects are more, you can leverage a little bit. In the market, in the share market, as far as possible, don't leverage. And that to this point in time, Adani Group stocks are vulnerable to movement any side. If you go short, it can go in a faster manner because the volatility index is, yesterday itself, it has gone up by 18%. Which means the movement of the stocks will be erratic, and as a whole, the market movement itself will be very erratic as the VIX is increasing. It is almost 18% yesterday, the index VIX is 18%. If it crosses 20, then the reaction will be still more erratic. So first you decide whether you will be able to withstand the volatility. Point number 2. As far as the Adani Group stock is concerned, I'll go by stage. 2-3 different investors. First is investor in the long-term perspective. Buy now, don't sell for 3-4 years or even more than 5 years and wait for a good return to come. Is it possible in Adani? Whether we can take that role now because it has fallen almost 30% from the recent high, 4,000 to now 2,700, almost 40%. Right? Is it right time to invest? My simple answer, one-word answer is no. Because in any company, you can take a decision based on fundamentals or based on technicals. My view is technicals will always take care of the fundamentals. What is a fundamental? You go into the balance sheet of a company and analyze various ratios, sales, purchases, future prospects, all that. These can be misled by any company, can be window dressed. So, the main credibility or genuineness of those numbers itself is questionable as far as I am concerned. I go by the technicals. Okay, what is the pointer in technicalities as far as this share is concerned? I am going by only one company, Adani Enterprises. You can take the other parameters in the sites. You have money control, NSE, and all those things, or Adani Ports, or Adani Gas, or Adani Green, whatever it is, Adani Power. Whichever the company you want to go, you just go and take this particular parameter. For investors, I always suggest that 200 DMA. 200 DMA is the main point to be followed with. Where is the 200 DMA for Adani Enterprises? Now it is 3045. 3045. And here one more point is the FO, the follow-on issues. The band given by the companies between 3,100, somewhere 3,172, I'm not sure, between 3,100 and 3,200. So they have priced just above the 200 DMA, but because of the fall of yesterday, this price has came down below the 200 DMA. Now it is 2,700 plus against the 200. Last closed price is 2,767 against the 200 DMA of 3,045. So clearly it is not an investment point for this company. Wait for one more day. This is the first day of closing below DMA. Normally, when you take a call on the investment by going to 200 DMA, you have to wait for at least 2 days close. Because it can have a whipsaw also. But as far as I'm concerned, my thinking is correct. If my calculations are right, it cannot go beyond 200 DMA by Monday, that is tomorrow. Because it has to rise by at least 10%, which is not possible in the present scenario, is what I believe. Okay, so you avoid as far as investor is concerned in this share. Right now, let it close above 200 DMA a day or two, then you can decide whether to go for that or not. If it crosses beyond our imaginations or beyond our belief, whatever it is, then wait for similarly 2 days of closing above 200 DMA and then go long, keeping a stop loss of yesterday's low. If yesterday's low is going to be broken by tomorrow, then keep that low as a stop loss for your long positions. In that case, you do not go short long in a 200 DMA movement. Wait for this, because there is a rate is finalized as a panic bottom. You can say this as a panic bottom. What the low made yesterday was really a panic bottom. If that is broken tomorrow, then that will take the real bottom for the company. If it is rising, so allow it to rise above 200 DMA and then enter. Okay, what about the traders? I think this is highly impossible to go for short in future, because the margin money will be really high after this erratic movement of yesterday's prices. Maybe if it is 2 lakhs before, then it will be maybe 6-7 lakhs. The margin will be for either going short or going long. If you want to, you can argue in one way that since it is going below this 200 DMA, why don't we get a chance? If it comes like Yes Bank, when Yes Bank breaches a 200 DMA, I remember that it was somewhere around 1,200 or some 1,300. Within 7 to 8 months, it touched a low of 10 rupees. Will it be that case? Even that is the same case with Idea, same case with Jet Airways. Whenever it breaches this 200 DMA on the downside, had you followed the short, had you maintained the short in the future, keeping the stop loss up to 200, you have made money like anything. Will you take that chance here? It is up to you, because the margin money will be huge. So the ball is in your court. If you have 10 lakhs, then you go for taking a shot in the future, keeping a stop loss of 200 DMA, closing for 2 days. How about the option traders? I am talking about option buying and selling, not selling and buying. Selling is very similar to going short in the future. So forget about the writing of options. Can you buy any put? Definitely not. Why so? Because when you go to the future short, you have the option of squaring off this month position and taking the next month position in a short when it expires in the last Thursday. But in the option, if it goes from here, or if it is not moving on either side and dilly-dallying in between 100 and 200 points, then automatically the premium gets lower, shrinks, and 1 point in time it becomes 0. So that will not be helpful. And on top of it, since the volatility index is very high and the premium is demanded on the very high side, what you are going to pay for the remote strike price also will be quite high. So above that, earning is very, very difficult. So for option buyer, it is not the right time to buy either a call option or put option. Writing is out of question, because you can straight away go to the future trading, and in that the premium which is going to be demanded by the exchange is very, very huge. Unless otherwise you have that, you cannot go that. You cannot do that. And one more point, whether you can start investing in that, my sincere advice is don't do that at this point in time. Wait for 2 days close above 3,050 or 3,060, then you go long in that share. keeping a stop loss of yesterday's low, or if at all it is breached to Monday, then that low. Otherwise, you just share it with the stop. As far as the fundamentals of the company, don't break your head. Fundamentals will be taken care by the technicals. Technically, it is very, very weak. So wait for the time to come. Okay, happy trading, happy investment. See you in the next important video, maybe for this budget. I'll try to come up with a video. Take care, bye-bye.